Today on Forbes, Mark Cuban's properties in Trump International Tower are worth more than Trump's. Billionaire investor and Shark Tank star Mark Cuban drew scrutiny in recent days following reports about his ownership of a 3,700 square foot condo in the Trump International Tower, which is located at 1 Central Park West on Manhattan's Upper West Side. During the presidential election, Cuban was a prominent backer of Vice President Kamala Harris, appearing at multiple rallies for the Democratic candidate in battleground states. On November 4th, the day before the election, the New York Post ran the headline, quote, "Mark Cuban may not agree with Trump's politics, but he has no problem with him as the landlord of his $13.5 million condo." Trump, who owns a small chunk of the building, isn't actually Cuban's landlord. In fact, Cuban owns multiple properties in the Trump International Hotel and Tower, which are now worth more than Trump's own real estate portfolio in the building. Cuban spent $13.8 million on his first condo in 2000, some 15 years before Trump announced he was running for president in the 2016 election. Cuban then bought another 2,110 square foot unit on the same floor for $3.3 million the next year. Publicly available property records confirm he still owns both apartments, which are worth a combined $13 million today, per Forbes estimates. Cuban told Forbes in an email that he, quote, looked at selling his 2 condos, quote, but the price has dropped significantly over the last 8 years. Trump, meanwhile, owns a 460 square foot unit in the eponymous building that he and other investors redeveloped in the 1990s. Trump's is worth around $660,000, a fraction of the price of Cuban's. Trump also owns about 10,580 square feet of retail space in the building's concourse and on the first floor, as well as the building's garage. His commercial interests are worth a combined $4.9 million after debt, per Forbes estimates, making Trump's total portfolio worth just over $5 million. Before it was reopened under the Trump name in 1997, the Central Park 1 Tower spent more than 2 decades as the Gulf and Western building. Trump reportedly redeveloped it along with the Galbraith Company and General Electric Investment Corporation, which was the owner of the building, according to a New York Times article from the time. In 2019, the Trump Organization was on the verge of rebranding the Trump International Hotel and Tower without the president's name, amid strains on Trump's brand during his 2020 campaign for president. However, the condo's board ultimately voted to keep the signage. For full coverage, check out Jemima McAvoy's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.